Hello there, my name is Josh Greenway and I am going to be investigating one of England's top paranormal hotspots, Cannock Chase. Known as one of the most picturesque locations in the whole of the UK, Cannock Chase is popular with both cyclists, walkers and paranormal investigators. Recognised as a location of outstanding beauty, Cannock Chase has many stories and locations to its name. Before I investigate my mysterious goings-on on the chase, I'm going to provide you with some key information and facts. Located between the towns of Cannock, Stafford and Rugeley, the Chase offers a wide range of walks, activity centres, stunning wildlife and more recently has begun to host musical concerts in the summer. The Chase was a military hub back in the day and during World War I it housed many soldiers who were training for the war. It was also well known for its prisoner of war camp, which later down the line would become a German cemetery visited by many up till even today. The darker side of the chase can be seen with the Cannock Chase murders, or as they were known, the A34 murders, when a man named Raymond Leslie Morris was convicted of killing one young girl and also suspected of killing another two. These murders and the Army's use of the chase have been the catalyst for paranormal stories. However, there's been hundreds of stories from hundreds of years ago still on the chase, and that brings me to the start of my investigation. Join me. You'll never know what we'll find. The unidentified flying object, or UFO as we know it. We've had our fair share here on Cannock Chase, but not far from here in Penkridge there's rumoured to be a UFO crash back in 1964. However, to this day the Ministry of Defence has not released any information about it. Why have they not done this? Another location which has had its fair share of UFO sightings is that of Pye Green. The BT tower located behind me dominates the skyline. Could this be being used by extraterrestrial beings? Many UFO experts believe this is an important connection point for extraterrestrial beings. However, saying that, the whole of the chase is rumoured to be a connection point for aliens. Could the BT tower be projecting signals which can be detected by aliens?
I found a local article about a man named Ian Gunner who said he witnessed a UFO on the chase and wasn't alone when he saw it. I got in contact with him and met up with him at Stafford FM, where he hosts a weekly radio show that discusses paranormal issues. Here's what he had to say about his UFO encounter.
Oh, yeah.
Josh, pleased to meet you. How are you, buddy?
Come in. Okay, thank you.
We were about your guys' age, so it must have been about 2000, something like that. Were you guys about 20?
Yeah.
Just they were about 20 years old, 21 or something. And like most young people, we'd gone away to Blackpool and stuff as you do. And we drove back to Cannock Chase about 2 in the morning. Run out of money completely. So we pulled back in anyway to come off the M6, Cannock Chase, about sort of 4 or 5 in the morning. And I remember Ross lived in Cannock and he was taking me and Craig, my friend, back to Rugeley. And me and Craig, sort of as soon as we turned off and we come from Cannock and we realised Ross was taking his own, me and Craig instantly went, 5 o'clock in the morning, parents ain't going to like this, let's not go home just yet, wait till they've gone to work. So Ross was obviously not very happy about this. He decided, look, if you guys don't want to go home yet, I'm having a rest because I'm knackered, I've drove. Ross had pulled off this little road and drove down like a farmer's track and sort of parked in the hedge. So it was nice and quiet and we thought we'd get our head down for a few hours. Ross is flat out in the front seat and me and Craig are sitting chatting about college, girls, football, the usual stuff. And then all of a sudden me and Craig start an argument about something we can see in the sky. It looks like a stone really, really far away, like sort of sitting in the sky. And you can see these things changing in the air, slightly, it sort of seems to be moving one way or another. And eventually sort of Ross wakes up, opens one eye, looks down the road and goes, that's coming towards us. And it was directly in line with us, coming right at us, about 10 miles an hour. And I think that's the point where over the next sort of 10 minutes, everything that you know, everything you believe evaporates. Every sort of second that takes place, your brain gets closer to exploding, you know, of like, am I actually seeing this? Is that real? That changes everything that I ever thought about, everything I ever knew. And what was drifting towards us, and it was clear by the time we looked through the front window, was a solid green triangle. And it must have been about 60, 70 feet in the air, so it's not much higher than the houses that are around us at the moment. And it literally come right at us, like say right down the track. And in my brain I kept thinking, it hasn't seen us. As I looked at it, it was this solid green triangle, like say 60 feet in the air, travelling about 10 miles an hour, had no windows, no doors, no propellers, no engines, there was no sound to it. It was just a steady drift. It got so close, it started to pass over the top of the windscreen and go over the top of our heads, and I remember getting out of the car and literally some sort of trance almost. I got out of the car and very much like a film, I just sort of, as it went over my head, I went, oh my God, like this, put my hand up, tried to touch it. I mean, it was that close to give you an impression of how close it was. If I took my phone out and done that, I'd have hit the one side of it. There wasn't even any joins and rivets. If you look at a ship and you see the joins between the two pieces of metal and they're riveted down there, nothing like that. It didn't reflect the sunlight as I'd expect it to. If you think, you know, you look at an aluminium plane, you expect it to reflect the sunlight early 6 o'clock in the morning. None of that. It was really dull. As it came over the top of us, it had like a lattice structure on the outside of it, like a webbing. So it looked like sort of Spider-Man suit, really weird. And I remember as it passed over our heads, it had this like two, you know, like oil on water. So it's got like this purpley sheen to it. So it goes over the top of it. It's got like a two-tone paint, so it goes like purple, gold, and it shimmers like that. And then literally within a couple of seconds, boom, gone like that. Gone over the back of the trees, disappeared. Or I got back in the front, Craig got in the back. And we sat for about 5 minutes in absolute silence, just literally trying to take it all in. And I think one of us turned around and went, did that just happen? And at which point we all had a group discussion, the three of us, you know, did we group hallucinate it? Were we on drugs? You know, okay, we've been awake for a few hours, but geez, you know, we all know what we saw. It became clear that we'd all seen exactly the same craft. One of the things that really struck me, obviously, we went back home that night and I woke up and I was like, I've got to talk about this. We've got to talk about it. You know, we know the answer now, that it's out there, it's real, all of this crazy stuff. So we went to a friend's house that night and I made the mistake of trying to ask Ross and Craig about it in front of all of our friends, about 10 or 15 people. And I remember looking at Craig, and as soon as I said it, Ross jumped up and went, oh, little green man, oh, yeah, we're all nuts, like this, and just completely played it down. And Ross was always the type of person who never believed in this stuff. I remember looking at Craig just went like that, vacant, staring at the floor, as if somebody had been involved in some sort of crime or abuse or something like this, you know. Exactly how I felt. I was terrified. It took me about 6 months of my life, really, to put things back together. It's such a strange experience because it changes everything that you knew, you know, everything that your reality was before is no longer the same. And then I remember we didn't speak about it for about 10 years at all, didn't mention it at all. Never spoke about it as a group, never come together. And then through doing the show here at Stafford FM, I contacted Craig and I said, you know, look mate, this is burning in me, you know, we've been interviewing people about this sort of stuff, I keep thinking about it. Did it happen? You know, do you remember it? Craig remembers it pretty much exactly how I remember it. I then contacted Ross and spoke to Ross for over 10 years. And he confirmed it again. And not only did he confirm it again, but he went on to deliver a story that was really similar to mine. What I would love to do is get them both in the studio and interview them without, sort of get the other guests to interview them basically, and so we can have all three stories without me affecting them, you know, this is what we saw and stuff. And that, I think, in terms of a UFO research would be a really, really good thing to do. But a crazy story, yeah, you know, pretty strange, and an amazing experience, but one I hope I don't repeat again.
Another classic phenomenon of paranormal activity is that of ghosts. One of the original myths of folklore, these phantoms have been seen on the chase, and at the heart of this is the Castle Ring. It is over 2,000 years old. Let's go and take a look. Castle Ring is an Iron Age fort and is said to be haunted by many ghosts. So much so that many ghost hunts and tours happen here. However though, throughout Cannock there's been many other sightings, such as ghost soldiers up at the cemetery, and in nearby Starcop Road there's been people who've seen a hovering ghost. Could people just be seeing things? Much of the chase is not lit at night, and this can play with people's minds, especially with the paranormal stories it's amassed over the years. Or is there something more sinister in the woods? The reason for me starting this investigation is because of more recent stories to emerge from the chase, such as the Black Eyed Children and the infamous Slenderman. It's made local news and even worldwide news, with mainstream media outlets like the Birmingham Mail stating, Cannock Chase, Black Eyed Child, the hunt is on. And the Metro saying, ghostly sightings of Slenderman in UK town. Once again, Cannock Chase was a prime paranormal hotspot in the UK, and it caught the minds and imaginations of many people around, including myself, who came to seek new stories, previous stories which had been coming from the chase. I came up here to have a look. I was intrigued. I wasn't disappointed. Let's begin with the Black Eyed Children. In more recent times, there's been a big increase in sightings. These are said to be kids who have no pupils, just completely black over the eyes. And people are usually like walking their dogs out at night, late at night. They hear some rustling in the trees, like this. They're a little bit, what's going on? So they go and have a look. Usually there's a kid there with their back to them. They usually shout out, are you okay? Because it's late at night, obviously. They turn around, completely black eyes. They run off. People usually go chasing after them. But it's best, well, I've been told by people and research, you shouldn't go after them because they might be taking you somewhere where you could die, somewhere you could get injured. Some people have said that these are the child victims of murderer Raymond Leslie Morris of the A34 murders, and that these are now the demonic black-eyed children of Cannock Chase.
With the Black Eyed Children recently being in the local and national news, I was able to find many people on social networking sites and paranormal forums discussing stories in the Cannock area, and luckily I was able to contact one person who was willing to talk about an experience. However, they said they would only tell me their story if their identity was concealed and voice altered. I met them on the chase to hear what they had to say.
It was 2014. In the summer, so came the chase with my mates because the weather was nice, fancied a walk. Bought a few alcoholic beverages with us, you know, and it was coming towards the evening. It was getting a bit darker, so my mates decided it was time to go home. They lived quite close by, so they just walked home. But me and my girlfriend had to walk back to the car as we live a few miles away. And so I was walking along back to the car when there was quite a bit of noise in the bushes. Yeah, I thought nothing of it, just kept on walking along, but it seemed to be following us. So I went to investigate, went around the corner, and there's this girl just about 20 feet away next to the bush, and had her back facing me. It was very dark. She had a weird black dress on, looked quite torn, you know, as if she'd been here for quite a while. And I asked her if she was okay, I didn't get a reply. I asked again if she was okay, still nothing. So I started to walk towards her, and then she started walking off. My girlfriend told me not to follow her, so I turned back to face my girlfriend to see how far away she was. She was quite close by, so I turned back, and then the girl had gone. You know, it was a scary moment. You know, you don't really expect that when you're in the chase, you know. She literally just vanished into thin air. It was very scary, you know.
Probably one of the most recent paranormal phenomena to hit the chase is that of Slenderman. A tall, faceless figure, usually wearing a suit, has been seen around these parts. Some say he was created online in 2009 by somebody. However, it is said he's been seen around the world hundreds of years before this. Maybe not the same name, but the same figure. One man states seeing Slenderman hovering in mid-air around the Pie Green area. However, the stories that intrigue me more are the ones of people who've been awoken at night to find Slenderman hovering above them. Listen to this next Slenderman story from Night. It will truly send a shiver down your spine.
Well, I came home late because I work late most days, and I just came in. It was around midnight. Usual, you know, went to bed, and I don't know. It felt weird in the room when I went to, like, there was something off. Like, I don't know what it was. It's like, I don't know, I can't really explain it. There's just something different about the room that night. I should have gone to my girlfriend's or something, because my house just didn't feel right. But I went to sleep anyway, and I don't remember if I had a dream or something, but I was jolted awake, but not upright. I didn't like bolt upright. It was just so like, you know, when you shake and you're just suddenly awake, and there was someone else in the room with me. But I don't even know if it was a person. It was like, at the time I was just completely confused. It was just this figure in the shape of a man, and I don't know, I couldn't move. I think I was too scared, because I thought like, he might hurt me or something. And he came over me, and I first thought he was just leaning over me, but then I realised he wasn't leaning. He was completely over me, like hovering above me, and I couldn't really see his face. I mean, I could see his jacket, I could see his shirt, I could see his tie, for God's sake, but not his face. It's like, it was just the eyes, they were just red and staring at me, and I don't know, I think I don't know if I went to sleep again or something, but I remember waking up again after that in a cold sweat, but it wasn't a dream, it wasn't a nightmare. I was awake when it happened, and I just woke up again all sweaty and frozen, and I did some research, like other things like this, and I saw the word Slenderman, and I don't know what drew me to that. I just clicked on the link, and there are a lot of other people who have said they've been through the same experience with a red-eyed man whose features are just not there. It was just the most horrible experience of my life, me and Slenderman.
A truly scary story, as you can see, a situation I definitely wouldn't want to be in. Upon research that I've looked into, I've come to the conclusion that the people are probably suffering from sleep paralysis. You ask, what is that? I will tell you. It is when people are just arising from slumber, going off to sleep, one of them 2 times, and then they start having issues where they can't move, can't speak, they're like, heart beating fast, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And they feel that there is an intruder nearby and they can't move. A truly harrowing thing. I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. Could it be a combination of Slenderman causing this sleep paralysis? I don't know. And I'm not sure whether we'll probably find out unless we have any concrete filmography. Interesting stuff, you must agree. I've now amassed a large collection of paranormal information from Cannock Chase. Some stories I find more believable than others. I've also met some interesting people whose stories brought the internet research really to life for me. And I want to take this research and go and investigate on Cannock Chase at night and see if I can find any paranormal activity in one of its key locations. Join me as I try and film true evidence of paranormal activity in England's top paranormal hotspot, Cannock Chase. It's about 11 o'clock now. I'm here on Cannock Chase in a prime paranormal hotspot of Pie Green. I'm going around with two friends, driver and a cameraman. We're going to go and search deep into the forest to see if we can hear anything, to see if we can see anything. Go on, let's go. Travelling now into the woods to see if we can see anything. Need to turn the exposure up on here just to see if we can get further ahead in the dark night. It's getting quite dark now. Do you hear?
Something in the trees over there.
See something or hear it?
I heard it.
What sort of noise?
Squealing.
Focus back in. Keep to this path for a moment. Try and find a good spot to walk in, and we'll update you from there. Okay, we're gonna get back in the car and move on to a new location, see if we can see anything or hear anything. Yeah, so let's go. Okay, we've just got out of the car. It's about 20 past midnight now. You probably can't see because it's quite dark, if you can anyway. There's Pie Green Towers here, so obviously it's a prime UFO hotspot as we've learned through this documentary. So we're going to go and have a look for some UFOs. We'll carry on looking for Slenderman. Okay, so we'll start walking down this track and then we'll see if there's an opening in the trees as we have been doing before, and we'll go and have a little search inside. What's that over there? Check over there, get the light. No. Let's go and take a closer look. Come on. Okay guys, we're going to travel into these trees because in the open air the wind's quite strong, so we think we might quiet down here. We'll go in, I'll shout out again to see if we get any paranormal responses, so keep the camera rolling. We've got the mic on obviously, and we'll go and see if anybody responds. Now up ahead we've got quite overgrown, a lot of trees. So I can't at the moment. So I'm going to shout out now. Firstly, Black Eyed Children, and we'll see if we get any responses. So I'll shout out and then we'll stay quiet. Okay, right guys, so no more talking after this. Keep that light out there. Right, are there any Black Eyed Children out there? Please make yourself known. We're only filming, we mean no harm. Okay. Right, so we'll keep silent now. Keep the light out there. We're in, I don't know, maybe slight noise in the distance, but right. This track here looks pretty good. Right. Are there any aliens out there? We request contact. Okay, now. Hear noises coming straight ahead of us. Come on, let's go. We're gonna watch your feet. Okay, we've been here about 20 minutes now at the new location. I say we've heard some noises. They keep seeming to like go further away from us, but within say about a mile from here is where one of the children who Raymond Leslie Morris actually killed was found. So you know, it's prime Black Eyed Children territory. So what we might do is we'll move out of this bit. We might try and move in within the mile and see if we can see any Black Eyed Children this time. So coming back to you in a minute. One of my mates has just shouted to me and he said he's just seen something in the trees. Okay, we need to regroup everyone, and what we're going to do is we're going to go as a trio. We're going to head into there and see if we can see anything. So we've headed deeper, much deeper this time now into the chase. I'm not sure exactly where we are because all we were doing was following the noise that one of my friends heard. So I'm going to go. Black Eyed Children, Black Eyed Ghosts, we mean no harm. Please make a noise. I'll take the camera. Give the camera. Okay. Got it. Now up ahead, I swear I could see 2 eyes. So we're going to carry on in. You come over now. I'll give you this. Right, okay. Right, I'm gonna. Right, when I was just looking before, I swear I could have seen 2 eyes up ahead. Now, say, one of my friends has been hearing the noises. He's going to try and investigate this. So, see if we can take this anyway. So watch the trees, guys. It's getting quite dense in the forest now. Wait. Okay, I thought. Okay. Watch yourself down the tree. Black Eyed Children, who mean no harm. Sure. Black Eyed Children. I'm sure I can see. Whoa! What's that? Get there! Get! Not going back in there again. I'm sure I saw something. What I think I saw then was a person. I won't confirm it's a black-eyed child at all. I would not say that, but I'm sure I saw a person. They were in a kneeling position, as if in prayer. I don't. Why would they be in the trees in Cannock Chase now at this time? Again, I wouldn't say it's concrete proof though. We didn't get it on camera. It could just be the night and the lights just playing with my mind. I think I've got a feeling it could be that, because I say you hear things. They could just be anything. They could be animals. It could have been an animal from the distance I was looking. So the conclusion is that Cannock Chase has the stories to tell. I still think, even then, I don't think I saw concrete evidence. So, but Cannock Chase, I would still say, is England's top paranormal hotspot.